Hello, welcome back. Great to have you with us on this journey. This is now number 6 in a module having a look at the relational principles of a team. And so far we've explored 2 main principles, love and selfless unity. Now to a third relational principle for harmonious relationships and the productive function of a team, clear communication. Before getting into some practicalities, let me remind you of some points made throughout this series already about group communication. In the subject, building teams, I emphasised the importance of a team planning their communication. So I suggested that someone be delegated to take responsibility for verbal and written communication to the team. In the same video, I also underlined the importance of regular team meetings, which should always include good communication about vision, the program, issues, any future events and anything relevant. I also taught about helping each person on the team know what they're responsible for and who they're responsible to. Now, let's unpack a number of keys to our personal communication on the team. That is, our communication with one another. There are many principles, but I'll just single out 3. A, develop listening skills. Listen until we hear. For communication on a team to be clear, it must be heard, understood, and responded to. Verbal communication involves more than just speaking. It also involves active listening, the giving of one's undivided attention. This is not just listening with our ears, which is critical, but also with our heart, mind, and spirit, so that we really hear. Applying this to the context of a team, the lesson is that we need to develop a capacity to concentrate and listen with the purpose of comprehension. Most of us in leadership and ministry have been taught or trained how to speak, but very few of us have been taught or trained how to listen. Listening is critical in communication, and we'll cover the whole area of listening skills in the series Leadership Skills. One of the reasons I'm so strongly advocating for us to listen to each other is that it builds relationship rapport and trust. It helps us to know and understand each other. Listening helps us to gain a full and accurate understanding of what the other person is saying or thinking. It's one of the tangible ways in which we sincerely show an interest and genuinely express what it means to be others-centered. Best-selling author Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen wrote, "The most basic and powerful way to connect to another person is to listen. Perhaps the most important thing we give each other is our attention." B, encourage each other. For communication on a team to be clear, it needs to be in a positive atmosphere of encouragement and affirmation. The word encouragement means to strengthen, build up, spur on, inspire with courage, or embolden for a purpose. But what can we do to encourage each other on a team? A first way to encourage others would be to intentionally and thoughtfully make it a habit of acknowledging and affirming someone on the team every time they do something that is meaningful, significant, or impacting, whether large or small. A few simple words like, "You did a really great job," or "I appreciate the little things that you do that no one else knows about," or "Thank you for being so faithful," could mean so much to someone. People who lack encouragement often feel undervalued, insignificant, or unappreciated. And we tend to be quick to criticize, but painfully slow to express encouragement. Let's reverse the order and create a culture of affirmation on the team by making encouragement a habit. A second action is to encourage the discouraged. Most honest, self-aware leaders would concede that they have times of discouragement. The word discouraged means to be deprived of courage, disheartened, or lacking in confidence or enthusiasm. A way we can help others is to come along beside a discouraged person and do what we can to rebuild or restore their courage, confidence, or heart. A third way we can encourage one another is with an appropriate gesture, like a warm embrace, an arm on the shoulder, a thoughtful card, or a personal gift. For example, I speak to thousands of people each month, and I rarely get any written feedback. So I'm always touched when someone takes the time to write an email to express their appreciation for something I've said. As a team, let's celebrate the victories, Commend those who serve faithfully, affirm individual achievements, champion those who've accomplished something out of the ordinary, recognize those who've done something for the first time, acknowledge those who've stepped up to a new role, cheer on those who've done something out of their comfort zone, and always look for opportunities to express appreciation. All of these actions help to foster an environment where encouragement is the normal vocabulary of the team rather than the exception. And C, speak well of each other and to each other, and don't gossip. For communication on a team to be clear, it must be positive both in public and in private. The Apostle Paul gave clear instructions to the Ephesian church about the nature of their interpersonal dialogue. Don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander. We could paraphrase these verses by saying, speak well of each other and to each other from the heart. This doesn't just mean what we say in the public arena to people's faces, but also what we say in our private world, behind their backs. Both are essential to preserve integrity as a team. An element of speaking well of each other and to each other is to avoid at all costs the destructive nature of gossip on the team. Gossip isn't fun or funny, but disruptive and corrosive to team communication. Gossip has been defined as a conversation or report about unconfirmed facts, typically about a person. It is idle talk, innuendo, or rumor about the personal and private affairs of others. American journalist and gossip columnist Earl Wilson quipped that gossip is when you hear something you like about someone you don't. A gossip is a term we use to describe someone who habitually reveals personal, sensational, or intimate facts about others. In my view, to be called a gossip is one of the most unflattering and contemptible names one could ever be called. Having a gossip on a team is potentially divisive and dangerous. A gossip is untrustworthy with sensitive information, cannot maintain confidentiality, and is notoriously unreliable in covering the backs of their fellow team members. When someone is known as a gossiper, it makes the other members of the team nervous and cautious. As someone once cautioned, if you gossip to me, it's more likely you'll gossip about me. People will then become very selective about the degree of personal disclosure they will bring to the team, primarily because gossip spreads like wildfire. Once said, it cannot be retrieved. It's like a broken egg or toothpaste squeezed from its tube. Instead, may each of us diligently abstain from gossip. Scripture condemns gossiping, and if you don't know it as fact, then don't say anything. Even if it is true, what right have you got to spread it? The adage is true. If we've got nothing good to say about someone, then we should refrain from saying anything. Another way to stamp out gossip on the team is by simply not listening to or entertaining it. If someone comes to you on the team and says, "Have you heard about?" stop them before they utter another word. Tell them clearly that you don't want to know or hear about it. Lovingly but firmly, challenge them not to pass on any unsubstantiated rumors or unsupported insinuations about anyone. Also, reinforce that the culture of the team is that gossip has no place. In this way, you're stopping the spread of the gossip and the gossiper. As Proverbs 26:20 aptly says, fire goes out without wood and quarrels disappear when gossip stops. Well, that's it for this session. I urge you to develop listening skills, encourage each other, and speak well to and of each other. And next time we'll cover the final relational principle of a team, authentic relationship. See you then.